I'm gonna do flight training literally every day from today because there is a final test at the end of this month. My instructor told me that I'm ready for my first solo cross-country flight. Yes, so I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna do the first solo cross-country the day after tomorrow if the weather permits. Yeah, I'm gonna do it several times in order to suffice the requirements for the private pilot license. And after that, I'm gonna do the night flight and then do the preparation for the check ride, and that's it. That's it. Yes, I'm so excited about it. So I'll do the preparation for my first solo cross-country at home, like recapping the knowledge or the actual techniques and something like that. Yeah, and then take a rest and then do the solo. I'm now making a plan for my solo cross-country. This is the actual map, and then the blue line is the line that I made to connect the starting point to the destination. And then there are lots of things to consider for the cross-country flight. There are lots of airspaces, and I sometimes get the permission to get into the airspace. Or there might be the restricted area, and so on and so on. And every day the situation changes, meaning I have to make sure that I have the correct information and I have the safe path throughout my cross-country flight. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then this is the paid version of the cross-country flight planning, so that I can have the information not only on the iPad but also on paper. This is the weight and balance information. Apparently the aircraft has limitation for the maximum weight, so I have to do the calculation for that. And this is the calculation for the landing distance. So of course, day by day, the situation changes, like the outside temperature, the weight of the aircraft, the wind components, and so on. So depending on these conditions, the landing distance necessary will be varied. So when I first tried to make a plan for my solo cross country, it took me 2 hours or 3 hours to complete all the necessary information. And then I was like, wow, it took me so long. And then, it's kind of like a long process for me. But I'm now getting used to it. And then, I now notice the importance of the plan. Without the preparation, I can't fly, especially for the cross-country flight. Yeah, this is pretty important. Today I'm going to go to Cape May, which I'm familiar with a lot because I already went to this place twice with my instructor, so I know how to get there. But there will be no instructor today, so if something happens, I have to deal with that. I was a little bit nervous because solo cross-country flight is completely different from solo flight or practice session, because I have to deal with navigation, I have to consider the weather, I may have to do diversion in a worst case scenario. So this is completely new to me, but somehow I'm now feeling really good about it. This is the experience that I will have after getting certified. Now I'm getting closer to the destination. The view is so good. I really like the shoreline, so Cape May is my favorite destination. City, airport, and the ocean, I like it. It's so cool. Over there's the Atlantic City, and you can see the shoreline, right? Cape May traffic, Archer 2991 Lima offer 10 nautical miles northeast inbound for landing, entering left downwind runway 19, Cape May traffic. This is my favorite part. I can see the shoreline, the view is super great. The last part is to land on the Cape May airport. So, I came back. I'm done with my first solo cross-country flight. Yeah, which is very good. At the same time, I'm so exhausted. There are lots of things to focus on, like maneuvering techniques, navigation skill, communication, and so on. And yeah, I focus on too much. Yeah, anyway, I'm done with my first solo cross country. I'm so happy with that. I'll continue to practice. I'm gonna do my second solo cross country today. I've been waiting for 4 days due to the weather, but yeah, today the weather is good, wind is calm, everything is all set. So I'm going to Lancaster today from Philadelphia. So it's gonna take an hour and a half to go and come back. Yeah, so I'll do my best, and I'm really excited about this.
Archer 494 Lima Alpha, ready approach, altimeter 3019er, and say destination.
Altimeter 3019er, Fort Lima Alpha. The destination is Lancaster.
Hey, I just came back from the cross country flight. I'm really exhausted. There are lots of things to focus on. Yeah, but yeah, I'm done. So the next will be my last solo cross country to suffice the requirement. Yeah, so keep going. Hey, the weather today is not really good, but I'm gonna do instrument flight training today. Instrument flight training is not a primary theme for the private pilot license that I'm going to get, but there is a possibility that I might encounter clouds, thunderstorm, whatever related to rain. And in that kind of situation, I have to divert, but even so, I might encounter low visibility or something like that. So this is for the emergency situation training, and this is a requirement. So I gotta do 3-hour instrument flight training. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm really excited today. I'm going to do a night flight in which I literally do flight training after sunset, because the requirement is that I have to do at least 3-hour night flight training. So today's lesson is going to be a cross-country flight at night. Of course, this is my first experience to do so. View will be amazing, I guess. So I'm really excited about this. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. Lots of traffic. So is that a... yeah. Still, it's really hard to beat this.
Yeah. There will be some illusions associated with nighttime landings.
Yeah.
It'll make you feel like you're higher than you actually are.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll watch out for that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Turkey 3 Lima Alpha, wind 300 at 4, runway 33, clear to land.
Runway 33, clear to land, 3 Lima Alpha.
Okay, and idle. And around that here. Pull back, pull back. Okay. Go full stop.
Wow, it's completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different, right?
Completely different.
I just finished the night flight training. That was awesome. The view was so great. And I was like, wow, the view is completely different. I love it. Yeah, I can't wait to get certified. Yeah, I want to travel to a lot of places. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break and then, yeah, take a good sleep. And then, yeah, we'll do a solo cross country tomorrow. Successfully finished the written test, so the next step will be to take a final exam, including the oral exam and actual flight exam. And there are only 2 days left for me, so I'm going to do final exam preparation today and tomorrow. Yep.
I decided to turn a little bit later because there is still traffic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pitch up. There it is, football. And flare. Okay. Okay. So we'll see how we do for tomorrow's practice. We might have to postpone our check ride.
Yeah.
You got everything right. It's just that flare. You round that out perfectly. We just need to have you flare at the right time and right amount. Just like what we said before, we'll go ahead and contact him.
Yeah.
See if we can extend a day or two, so we can get a little bit more practice.
Got it.
Acceptable. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm gonna take the test tomorrow and hopefully I'll get certified. I'm actually so excited. At the same time, so exhausted. I've been practicing very hard, especially this month. For some maneuvering techniques, I didn't get a hang of it, and I practiced many times. So on average, it took around 70 to 75 hours to complete all the curriculums before taking the final test. But for me, it took 83 hours, which is above the average, I guess. And I was struggling to master the skill. I was struggling to have a precision and accuracy for the technique. And I was so exhausted at some point. But yeah, finally, the instructor told me, yeah, go for it. We're ready. So I'm gonna take a break a little bit, take a shower, and then make a plan and be prepared for, yeah, tomorrow's test. Finally, the time has come. I'm gonna do a check ride, which is the final test today. Yeah, I'm really excited. Of course, I'm a little bit nervous, but there's nothing I can do right now. The only thing I can do is to just focus on my exam and show my skill. I'll do my best.
Lima Alpha, Roger, number 2, follow that traffic, wind 230 at 10, runway 15, clear to land.
Runway 15, clear to land, number 2, doing offer.
So the exam was over and finally became a private pilot. I'm really proud of myself. I feel accomplished. The pilot training was really about situational awareness, multitasking, risk assessments, safety protocol, and so on. So all of these things are really important for astronaut. And I really wanted to get the kind of sense and skill. So getting certified as a private pilot was really practical to me, especially because I'm going to apply for the astronaut selection program. I learned a lot. There are lots of things that I struggled to master, such as aviation knowledge, communication, maneuvering techniques, all of which are new to me before starting the pilot training. So I needed to capture the entire picture of what it would like to be a private pilot. My final exam, which is a check ride, cannot be forgettable. I would never forget about it. That was really, really practical. I actually did that twice. In the first exam, I almost crashed it. I almost crashed every kind of maneuvering techniques and horror exam and so on. So in order to pass the second retest, I focused really hard on that reckoning. I practiced very hard to master the skill, just in case I was into a situation in which I can't use equipment and there is a failure, and then the only thing I can rely on is the eyesight. And I became confident about it for the second test begun. And even now, I'm really confident about the skill. So that was a very good moment to me, because that's really about the situation awareness and multitasking, safety protocol. Be prepared. Preparation is really important, right? I noticed that the only thing I can do is to practice. Practice makes it possible to get certified, to achieve something. So even though I was disappointed, I knew that I would have to continue. And I did that. And I mastered the skill. That being said, I'm really proud of myself. I just want to say, congratulations, keep going to myself.